I want you to look around your house right now. Look at your TV, your couch, your lawnmower. Now ask yourself, when was the last time that you bought one of these items, right? 5 years ago, maybe 10? Now, I want you to look in your pantry now, right? Look in your bathroom, your toothpaste, your coffee, your vitamins, your laundry detergent, your dish soap, things like that. When are you going to buy those things again? Next week? Maybe every week? Until the day you die? Yeah. See, the biggest 7-figure mistake I see entrepreneurs make is falling in love with a product that doesn't disappear, right? They want to sell high ticket coaching or luxury mattresses or $500 kitchen gadgets. They think, a big commission check is the ultimate goal. But you know what? It's not. If anything, I would say it's a trap. Listen, the dreams are big, but the margins are thin. Welcome to the Home Business Hustle. I'm your host, Isai Rodriguez, and in my world, we don't play with maybe. We do math. We don't follow trends. We build systems. No fluff, no filters, just cold, hard truth. So, with that said, let's dive right in. So, yeah, if you have to go out and find a brand new customer every single time that you want to make $1, you don't have a business. You have a high stress sales job. Now, I know a guy named Jason, right? And Jason sold high-end home security systems. He'd make, I guess about $1,000 on a single sale. And with a commission like that, he felt like he was king, right? But every Monday morning, here's the truth, or the facts anyway, is that every Monday morning at 8 a.m., his income was right back to exactly zero. He was essentially on a permanent treadmill, right? If he took a vacation, his royalty was zero. If he got tired of the grind, his income was zero. If his wife or his kid got sick and he needed to end the day or spend the day in the ER, his income was zero. See, he was essentially selling durables, and durables are the death of residual income, period. And so that's what we're talking about today. In this episode is about the consumable compound effect, right? I'm going to show you why the only way to build a 4 out of 4 audit approved royalty is to anchor your business to products that people literally wash down the drain or eat every single morning, right? And I want to start by running the numbers if you allow me. Let's run some numbers, right? Why is it that a $50 bottle of something, of whatever that you use every single day, worth 10 times more than a $5,000 one-time sale? Well, that's because point one is the whole concept of the death of the consumer acquisition, right? So follow me here. In a durables business, your cost to get a customer, whether that's, ad spend or your own time, right? That's a recurring expense. You pay for that customer over and over again because you always need a new one, right? You always need to find another customer to make another sale, right? In a consumable business, you pay that acquisition price once. If assuming the product is high quality and it's something that they already use, then essentially what happens is that they keep buying it month after month after month for years on end. So for example, if you did the work in 2024 and you're still getting paid for that same 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, however many minutes of effort in 2029 in the future, then that's the only way to win the time cost audit, right? Point two is this. There's the whole emotional versus biological purchase, right? Here's what I mean. People want a new gadget. They want the latest iPhone. They want the new Michael Jordans. I don't know, whatever. But they need, a new toothbrush to brush their teeth, right? So people essentially they want many things, but they need certain things to live, right? When the economy gets shaky, like we're, as it always does in the way it is now, the first thing that goes, are the wants. Those are the things that people give up because they have no choice. They understand that it's a want. They don't need it to survive. They don't need it to live their day to day, right? The high ticket coaching, gone. The luxury upgrades, canceled. All that stuff is gone. But the consumables, that stuff, this is the stuff used, again, to live daily. Like this is a daily thing. Those are the things that have to, that aren't, they're never going to go. So essentially a consumable business is in and of itself recession resistant by design. As a matter of fact, the shorter the replacement cycle for said product, right, then the higher that your royalty stability is going to be, right? If your product lasts 2 years, like it takes 2 years for you to use it up or to wear it out and have to repurchase it, then you have a 2-year gap in your income. Are you following me? Right? If your product, on the other hand, lasts 30 days, then you have essentially 12 paychecks a year from a single customer, right? So with that said, if you want a compounding royalty, you have to stop looking for those big sales, right? And start looking for the inevitable reorders, because the truth is that wealth is built on the mundane, right? Not the magnificent, okay? Point 3 is that is the whole duplication factor. When you're in a business, you need something that easily duplicates. So can you teach 1,000 people how to sell a $5,000 complex piece of software or a software system, right? Yeah, I mean, probably. You probably could, but it's just more probable that you won't, or you couldn't, or you can't, or someone is going to find it, too hard and it's not duplicatable, right? They're not going to be able to put in the level of effort that's required to learn how to sell that, right? But if you flip that, right, if you can you teach 1,000 people how to show others a better way to buy the stuff that they're already buying, right? Things that they're already using. Absolutely, right? Consumables are the universal language of commerce, period. They allow for massive duplication because the sales pitch is replaced by a habit. There is no sales pitch. You're talking about people's habits, things that people are already doing. So you can keep hunting for, that big score. You can keep trying to find that one customer who's willing to drop a few grand on your one and done offer. That's fine. All that works, right? It does work, but you're building on quicksand. Again, every month you're essentially starting at zero. The alternative is to build your empire on the principle of consumable compound, right? To build a system where the products are so essential and the reorder is so automatic that your income becomes a mathematical certainty, right? If you're thinking about it in those terms, right? Instead of rather than a sales goal, it becomes an absolute, right? It's like something that's going to happen. I'm talking about a model that passes every single audit criteria, or a model that focuses on the stuff that people already spend money on, but redirects that spend through a leverage system that you own, right? No inventory, no cold calling, and no starting over at zero on the first of the month, right? Now, here's the thing. Most people think this sounds boring. They'd rather have the excitement of a big one-time commission, right? But exciting businesses, those businesses usually go broke. It's the boring businesses that build dynasties. Think about think about Procter and Gamble, think about Amazon, think Walmart, think Target, right? That's what we're talking about. And so I've put together the 7-figure mistake audit checklist to show you exactly why your current product choice might be sabotaging your residual dreams, right? Just follow the link in the description right now, run the audit, and we'll see if your product has a replacement cycle that actually builds wealth, or if it's just keeping you on the proverbial treadmill, right? Arm yourself with the information and stop selling and start compounding. All right, then the audit is now closed, but your move is just beginning. You've got the math. Now get out there and make that money. I'm your host, Isai, and this is the Home Business Hustle. And remember, if it doesn't scale, then it's just another jail. So stop trading your time for a dime and start building your residual royalty today. I'll catch you on the other side. I'm out for now, my friends. Take care. Bye.